never before.
Keep watching VOP TV. Thank you.
Hi people, Ginny Albano here. Guys, please keep watching Voice of the People.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as they hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not a spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People television. Now you have more than a voice.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People television.
This is African News on Voice of the People television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People television. Stay with us.
Africa is on the move, a continent of rising voices, untold stories, and powerful transformations. From the streets of Lagos to the heart of Nairobi, from the mines of Congo to the tech labs of Cape Town, the African story is being written every day. Bold, dynamic, unstoppable. This is African News on Voice of the People television. We don't just bring you the news, we analyze and bring you Africa's heartbeat, the politics that shapes our nations, the economies that drives our future, the cultures that defines who we are, the voice that must be heard. Africa News, Africa's voice, Africa's future. Where Africa speaks, the world listens.
When I first heard VOP, I thought they were talking about me because I'm a voiceover personality. But no, this is Voice of the People TV, and you are riveted forever because this is the place to be.
Yo guys, your boy Chela. Shout out to VOP TV. I love you guys.
Salut, salut tout le monde. Suspect 95. Là, on est sur VOP TV. On passe un bon temps. J'espère que vous kiffez. On est au Afrima. On est ensemble. VOP TV.
Last night, the UEFA Champions League reminded us that we can still enjoy football and games can still be won on the pitch, yes, on the field of play, because we saw a lot of goals. Barcelona, wow, doing the business up against the Newcastle United, 7-2. That one ended. I mean, I don't know how that second half played out. It was just so bad from Newcastle. Let's just say Barcelona were just too good. Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and of course, the veteran himself, Robert Lewandowski, showing that they still have a lot to offer at Barcelona as serious contenders. I know a lot of people have been saying Arsenal might go on to win the Champions League, but Barcelona reminded that they are still serious contenders for this year's competition. It was a solid performance. And of course, other teams also performed. And now the quarterfinals are set. Liverpool as well, they will be facing Paris against the Paris Saint-Germain side that, look, it does serve us to be a fantastic quarterfinal fixture. Good evening and welcome to the locker room. I am Mafiz Ogubanjo, and of course, for the next 15 minutes thereabouts, we'll be giving you the juiciest stories from the world of football. Of course, we started with the Champions League, and we are still going to delve into it. Of course, what's going on with the CAF verdict, the bombshell that dropped yesterday? I mean, a lot has been, it was dropped on Tuesday, and a lot has still been said about it. A lot of people have come out to give their own opinions and their decision. Senegal, are they going to go to CAS? We are going to see how that is going to play out. I won't be doing this show alone. Of course, the man himself, Jerry Apelohai, is with me in the studio. Jerry, we saw games played in the Champions League, and of course, we saw what Senegal did with the CAF decision. I hear that the trophy, the Afcon trophy, is now in the military base of Senegal. They are guiding it jealously. And of course, if CAF wants to take that trophy from them, let's just say they have to just go and mold another one and give it to Morocco. But which of the games in the round of 16, second leg, served you up as the classic already? I know with the shirt you are putting on, I already know your answer. But of course, English teams, they floundered, but Liverpool and Arsenal are now looking to take it upon themselves in the quarterfinals. But which game really gave you the best, or which one were you not expecting to go the way it turned out to be eventually?
Yeah, it has to be the Tuesday game between Bodo Glimt and Sporting.
And Sporting, 3-0 first leg, 5-0 second leg.
A 3-0 deficit going down the drain, just like that. And I thought Bodo Glimt were going to give Sporting a fight and see a Bodo Glimt Arsenal in the semi and the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
But that is not to be. The story of the underdog ended unceremoniously. It
was always looking like it's going to end sometime. A fairy tale.
Yeah, but at least they gave us a good account of themselves in the first leg.
Yeah.
So we're expecting them to just go and solidify that performance.
Yeah.
But somehow, I don't know, maybe crowd pressure and the pressure of playing at the highest level.
Yeah.
You must give it to Sporting Lisbon, give a good account of themselves. Then for Bayern Munich, putting the distance between quality of Bayern and Atlanta was more like daylight and darkness.
Daylight.
It was
not 10-2 on aggregates. Daylight.
You know, he 10 aggregates. I don't know. Even Hurricane was even called Haridino by his fellow teammates at a point in time. Then that was a really impressive one. And of course, for Newcastle United, Elanga gave them some glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
But I think the Camp Nou boys wouldn't have it.
Of course.
And I think they asked for too much and they got seven replies.
Or 7-0 to Barcelona should have had Messi now. Come on.
No. Barcelona had to clear their doubts so that next time
you will not just come and say you want to come and score goals.
God in them, so that next time they won't come and want to start having hopes. Because when you give enemies like that hope, next time when they come, they say, okay, if we can score 2 this time, let's try it next season. No, when they are coming, don't score 2 first. Wait. You keep your goals till the 9 minutes. I didn't mean they scored those goals maybe in 9 minutes when Barcelona was still running around. It would have been difficult for them to come back. But they still had a lot of time. Lewandowski had to put 2 in. At the beginning of that game, I thought Lewandowski was going to have a bad day.
Yeah, because of chances he was missing.
Turn around for them. And of course, it's sad that we started the round of 16 with 6 Premier League
teams.
We have 2.
Quarterfinals, we have 2
to show for it.
And those 2, it's not as if they're the best.
Yeah.
You know, when
big shame to Man City.
Yeah.
And no shame for Tottenham and Newcastle United.
But Tottenham were actually decent. I mean, 3-2 winners on the night. But of course, the tie looked over from the first leg.
Was of course not too good. And the Tudor disaster.
Do you think that will help them in their course for survival in the Premier League? Because this win, don't you think they might use it as a yardstick? And
with the way things are going, Tudor can successfully relegate this side if something drastic is not done.
But they won that game and they played well. I think this is Tottenham's best football. Let me say all season.
Maybe the fear of relegating is beginning to creep into them.
Maybe.
I hope this is not just a flash in the pan.
Because I hope not.
If it is, because yes, we saw them against big sides, but when they come to sides in their level and below them, what do? They always falter. Look at now, maybe they are playing Brighton or so. You see that team will just fall apart.
Yeah, their next game I think is up against Nottingham Forest, and that one is like a relegation
Very
6-pointer.
Very difficult game.
Hopefully Tottenham with that win, in the Champions League will want to give them a positive result against Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest themselves will be involved in the second leg of their round of 16 tie in the Europa League, and that will be coming up tonight. But of course, they lost the first leg. Let's see how it's going to all pan out in the second leg. And of course, before we go into the major stories of the day, let's remind you that you can follow us on all our social media handles. On YouTube, we are on Voice of the People TV live, and of course, VOP TV Plus. You can like, comment, subscribe to the channels, and of course, turn on your notification bells so you won't miss any of the exciting episodes on this show, Locker Room, and of course, on our sister programs across those platforms. And yes, let's start with the story that came out as a bombshell on Tuesday night. And of course, from Tuesday, even to this moment, a lot is still being said about it. And we were expecting a particular man of interest to come and speak about this one. And he has, and that's the president of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, Patrice Motsepe. Yes, the South African has defended the organization's decision to award the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations title to Morocco. And the decision was made after Senegal's walk-off in protest of a late penalty in the final match. And Motsepe emphasized that CAF's judicial bodies are independent and that the decision was made based on Articles 82 and 84 of CAF regulations. And Motsepe stated that every CAF member nation has the right to appeal decisions and pursue their interests. And the Senegal's Football Federation has filed an appeal with the Court of Arbitration for Sports, CAS, and the Senegalese government has called for an independent international investigation into alleged corruption within CAF. And the CAF Appeals Board ruled that Senegal's action constituted a forfeiture of the match, overturning the initial decision by the disciplinary board. Jerry, the disciplinary board and even the appeal board is now being claimed to be independent, of CAF. That was claimed by the president, Patrice Motsepe. And now, where a lot of people are actually talking the most now is that the CAF appeal board, right, is supposed to be like a court, is now spearheaded by a Nigerian. A lot of people just found a way to put Nigeria in this conversation. It's spearheaded by a Nigerian. And Jerry, where would you come in now with what Motsepe has said? And of course, I want to touch on the president of the appeal board, which is a Nigerian. It is said that she doesn't even have a lot of football knowledge. So she is just really based on what was brought before her, based on what the law says. Is it important to have somebody spearheading that board? Is it important to have that person knowing at least something about football so it will lead them in making better decisions, Jerry?
Yeah, CAF once again has proven to be incompetent in terms of making decisions. Because if you look at it, this body already did a very good job.
Yeah, finding both the set of fans and finding the coach and the players as well.
Was clear as daylight. And the whole world backed that decision.
Yeah.
A decision that is popular, because I believe in the saying that the voice of the people is the voice of God. And of course, it coins out from the Greek word, voi populi, voi dei?
Yeah.
Which means the voice of the people is the voice of God.
Yeah.
This is an unpopular decision. Yeah, there are sometimes unpopular decisions are the right decision. But this is the worst decision I've ever seen since I came to planet Earth.
Wow.
And
2 months after.
And the fact that this decision took a lot of time to be made, it shows that CAF has lost its credibility, its integrity, to be able to manage the affairs of the Confederation of African Football. We are talking about a country, Morocco, who ousted from the African Union and told the whole world that they are not Africans. This is the same country that does not want to recognize itself with Africa. All of a sudden, they woke up and believed that it's now time to conquer Africa.
At least, even though, let's say it's not even official, we can still include them as African team. But them now coming to say they want to host everything, hosting the CAF Awards, hosting the Champions League finals, that's the CAF Champions League now, hosting even the Confederations Cup, hosting everything. And CAF Motsepe is seeing that, and he's not even trying to say anything about it because they are saving him. Are we still doing that in 2026?
The evidence before us is showing that there's complicity on the part of the CAF president and those who are running the Confederation of African Football.
Yeah.
You know the story of how Esau sold his birthright for a pot of porridge. That is what it's at play here. You know, CAF has involved itself too deep with Morocco. And that is why it looks like Morocco can do anything and get away with it.
Yeah.
And you don't do that as an arbiter, having affiliation with one person over the other. When, for instance, you are the Confederation of African Football, that means you are not the Confederation of Moroccan Football. Because what CAF is trying to tell us now, they are now the Confederation of Moroccan Football on behalf of Africa.
Yeah.
That is, Morocco is now in charge of African football. They can do and undo and get away with it. It's already in the burner that Morocco disappointed the whole of Africa by deciding not to host the Afcon without any tenable excuse.
Any reason.
Till now, our CAF has not been able to tell us the reason why there was a postponement of the Afcon.
Well, the only thing we heard was that they were appealing for Senegal's, winning of the Afcon. They were appealing that, look, why is CAF, consistently throwing out, their appeal? And CAF has actually been doing that ever since the final.
These are two different competitions for crying out loud. We are talking about the.
I think they're doing that because they are the hosts.
We're talking about the African Cup of Nations for the men. That's a different case. Now we are also talking about the Women African Cup of Nations, which is a different case. The Women African Cup of Nations has no business with the Afcon. They should go ahead to host the competition. Now you have slapped Africa on the face.
Yeah.
Now you are asked. You now ask CAF again to turn the second face for another dirty slap. I don't know the last person who said when they slap you, your cheek, you turn the next one.
What is the slap boat?
Was Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
And I think even Jesus will not be happy with this decision.
Because right now it's like they slap both sides. What's that the next thing?
I know. The thing is that for Motsepe to come out about this decision, I expect nothing less, because as a CAF president, from a committee appointed by you, you have to accept their decision.
All right, Jerry. Speaking about Patrice Motsepe, I think producers will be so kind. Let's hear what the man himself, has actually had to say. Then we are going to take some reactions about that one.
High standards that we set for ourselves. It is important for us that ordinary football supporters and spectators in every one of the 54 countries in Africa, in their judgment, not in CAF's judgment, not in my judgment, regard the decisions of our judicial bodies as fair, with integrity and impartiality, and what is equally important, that they regard our referees, our VAR operators, and our match commissioners as people who are fair and just, and those decisions that are taken reflects the impartiality and independence. We have very high standards that we set for ourselves.
Did he say high standard?
Jerry,
this is the lowest standard CAF has ever put itself. Because he has made mention of a judicial. I don't know when they started having a judicial body who made decisions as much as serious as this.
Yeah.
I think making decisions as far as a sport or a field is concerned, it has to do with those who specialize in that field.
Yeah.
You can't call lawyers who understand civil law to come and start interpreting football laws or start making reference or looking at precedents of football laws. This is a different ballgame entirely. That's why they even tell people, even as a lawyer, you are even told to go and study sport law to be able to have anything to say as far as sport is concerned. We're talking about football, for instance. Football has to do with a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
It has to do with a lot of set rules that are already there. Anything that happens in 90 minutes, to my understanding, as far as the referee is concerned, we've seen recently that even the English FA has come out to say that they made an error in the game between Arsenal
and Brighton.
That would say there was supposed to be a penalty.
Yeah, but that was it.
Does that mean
they will go back and play that penalty?
No, they will not play penalty. The judicial body in England, are they telling me that they know law more than the England law courts? At least they would have, the FA should have set a judicial body too.
Yeah.
That will say, okay, And since that penalty was not given, that match automatically is now 1-1.
Jerry, he made mention about the referee. Now, what I try to tell us here is the question now. Is it that the referee's decision is also independent of your judicial body? Because the referee's decision on that night was that the game should be played on. And the question is this: which one are we following? The rule in the Article 82 that if a team walks off, there's forfeiture, or the IFAB rule generally that says a referee's decision is final?
I have to point out a fault in the judicial body that made this verdict.
Yeah.
Did they give fair hearing to the Senegalese FA?
Exactly.
Before coming up with this decision?
They did not. They just
the judicial
followed the
body
rule.
is supposed to give fair hearing to all the parties involved before coming out with the verdict. If they just sat down, read the verdict of the disciplinary committee, and decided to pass a verdict, that means what they did, as far as I'm concerned, is null and void. It's null and void. It shouldn't be applicable. We should just... I think I'm in support of what Senegal is doing. I'm even hearing that some club sides are already boycotting CAF competitions. I think I need to see more.
It's going to spark a lot more than what we are seeing
West
at
African
this
football
point.
bodies should rally around Senegal and say, okay, let's pull out of CAF. If CAF wants to now be operating on the terms of Morocco, now we are going to see a situation where the next CAF player of the year is going to be given to Morocco. Then, yes, that's what they are planning to do.
What do you think is going to be done?
We will now, if they want to now host the next Afcon, if, for instance, I am the FA president of the Nigerian Football Federation, if Morocco participates in that competition without hosting, I will boycott the competition. There's no point. There's no point.
Because
anytime Morocco hosts a competition now, as a country, I'm going there knowing that I'm going to be intimidated. Morocco will get away with it, and they will go to the final. If they lose, they will go to the boardroom and collect the trophy back.
With the way things are at the moment, Jerry, what do you think is going to host the Afcon eventually?
I think CAF has not told us anything.
Okay.
Which is pretty disappointing.
But is this, with the recent happenings and developments, is this a sign that it might still be given to Morocco?
He's trying to tell us that Morocco is the only country in Africa. Morocco is the only country that can host competitions now. If Morocco doesn't host, Africa is in trouble. Which I feel Motsepe has proven that he's a coward. He's lily-livered. He cannot take the bulls by the horn. You can't try this under Isaiah too. God bless him. Isaiah too was firm, in spite of the fact that even during his time, things were even more difficult than this period.
Things were difficult,
in terms of facilities. But he was still able to
something like this will not happen under Isaiah.
Morocco cannot come and even
2 months after, you're now saying your judicial body, your appeal board is now throwing away what the disciplinary board
it's clearly obvious,
has already said.
What it means now is that it's clearly obvious that the memo from the start of the competition was that Morocco must win the Afcon.
Exactly.
And now it did not happen. They are now going to
It's looking like it.
They've gone to plan B. Now they are at plan C.
But they have been throwing out the appeal. Jerry, now my question to you is this. They've been throwing out this appeal ever since Morocco. You can appeal against decisions, of course. That you feel like decision did not go your way. You can appeal against it. But they've been throwing out their appeal up until 12 days before the postponement of that Afcon. Before the start of the Afcon, before Afcon was supposed to start. 12 days before, they're now attending to Morocco.
If CAF is not complicit, why are they held bent on listening to all the claims by Morocco that they deserve to win the Afcon? That means there's a gentleman agreement or a written document where they say that the Afcon belongs to Morocco, whether anybody likes it or not. That is what it means. Because if you take a look at the trajectory of Morocco down from the group stage, yes, no doubt they had the quality side.
Yes.
They had this
controversies that been marring their games
from the beginning, from the first game.
From the first game against Comoros.
Until the final. And the way they treated Senegal so as to morally demoralize them. That is the worst entertainment you can give to a finalist as a host nation. Because you are in the final. You treated the other finalists unfairly, made life difficult for them.
From the accommodation
to the
pitch,
expect that team
stealing their towels,
to still have same mind,
assaulting their players. That was player assault on the goalkeeper. And you are still reducing the fine given on the player that committed that assault. And the ball boys as well.
What does it say? And Motsepe is talking about fairness. He's talking about standard. Motsepe should cover his face in shame. I think I'm ashamed of him. He's a billionaire. He should, at least he has traveled, he is exposed.
Yeah.
He should know better. He should know what is and what is not. But I think he has sold himself short. He has proven to be the worst CAF president that we've ever had on the continent.
Motsepe was not the only one in this. Let me say, he has made a decision. Of course, he has come out to speak, but he's not the only one, trying to defend CAF and their decision. I mean, he also mentioned something, in that video that we watched, that when he said that, he mentioned something about a member of, the 54 African countries, a footballing member, and now we know this is about somebody that he knows his way in and around African football and, of course, Nigerian football as well. Former NFF president Amaju Pinnick has defended CAF and his leadership under Patrice Motsepe after the organization stripped Senegal of the 2025 African Cup of Nations title. And Pinnick admitted that the reactions have been negative, but people didn't understand the work CAF is doing for African football. He praised Motsepe for increasing Afcon prize money and pushing CAF towards profitability. And the CAF appeal board overruled the initial judgment and awarded Morocco a 3-0 walkover victory, stripping Senegal of the title. And the decision followed Morocco's appeal of the initial verdict on the incidents at the Afcon 2025 final. And of course, the Senegalese Football Federation has since rejected the decision and headed to the Court of Arbitration for Sports. And Pinnick emphasized that CAF's judicial bodies are independent, with members elected on the floor of the Congress. And he described Motsepe as someone who prioritizes independence and doesn't interfere with the commission's work. He has said a lot about Motsepe, but he's also trying to praise Motsepe for delaying a judgment that could have been given on that day, delaying it for 2 months and stripping a side that has put in their blood, sweat, and tears over 120 minutes. And he thinks that stripping them of the title after 2 months is the right way. Are you seeing some sense in what Amaju Pinnick has said?
It is that there are some times when you shut up and there are some times when you speak. And this is one of those times I expect Amaju Pinnick to have kept quiet. You should think deeply before speaking. He has been involved in a lot of controversial statements of late.
This looks like the latest one.
And it seems like when the tap is on, until when you put it up, that's when the water will stop running. And I think maybe the tap is faulty now. And Amaju Pinnick is running his mouth. Anyhow, because it didn't make any sense. So, as far as what he said is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, it didn't make any sense. You're talking about profitability. You're talking about praising Motsepe.
Is that the bone of contention?
Is that what we're talking about? We're talking about a verdict. Does it make sense to you, Amaju Pinnick? Now you came about, you want to now politicize.
He said he doesn't want to talk about the decisions and the system of the game.
Then keep quiet.
He said he only wants to praise Motsepe of what he has done, increasing Afcon prize money.
So this is the time
we are talking about.
This is the time to praise Motsepe. He wants to now. The thing is that Amaju Pinnick loves attention. He's an attention seeker. I didn't think he was a woman. Well, I said maybe it's understandable. Women love attention. But Amaju Pinnick has proven to be a woman. Because he doesn't know when to seek attention. Because now this is the best time for him to have kept quiet, go under, and you can praise him inside your bedroom or try and call him and have a private call with him and tell him that, oh, you are doing well, I encourage you, keep it up, and so on and so forth. But coming on air, the thing is that Amaju Pinnick, one time NFF president, he has served his time, he's on this, was at the point in time in the FIFA seat, and so on and so forth. Yes, Patrick Motsepe might be his friend, but there are times, even the Bible says there's time for everything. This is a wrong time for Amaju Pinnick to come out and start praising Motsepe.
Is it not an embarrassing comment?
I pray he doesn't find himself in Dakar or he doesn't have a plan to go to Senegal. because they
will hold this against him.
If I'm a Senegalese and I catch him in Dakar, it will take
no violence.
It will take the grace of God to let him go without getting some few touches. Some few reshaping.
But that's not really a good statement.
I think I'm ashamed that I'm
coming out from somebody that has been at the helm of Nigerian football for 8 years.
If he doesn't
8 years, and we saw the recent developments that came under him during his 8-year tenure.
He almost put FIFA in trouble.
And he said he's proud of it.
With that KB stadium,
I think a man that can say that he's proud of that stadium, the way that stadium looks now.
No, let's not call it stadium.
A pitch.
That a pitch. That's cool.
It's a field.
No, that's grass. Let's say an organized grass pitch.
Yeah.
Or let's.
You know the funny thing? Since he made that statement, nothing has been done to improve that place.
Even before and after.
Nothing has been done to improve that place.
Before and
so
after.
It's just like that place just gained publicity for nothing.
Things anybody will
and he's coming and now come back as an
with all the question marks around him.
Do what?
Showing support to Patrice Motsepe. It shows that these are birds of a feather. It's a birds of a feather flock together. Embarrassing set of friends and set of people who have been given the responsibility of running African football. And of course, it buttresses the point of those who have been saying that African football doesn't have class, doesn't have level. Because, okay, I think Karaga has said a lot of things about the African Cup of Nations. And this will now buttress the point they've been trying to make. Exactly. That the African Cup of Nations shouldn't be given the credibility or the attention people are asking that it deserves.
Yeah, speaking of Karaga, in fact, it has already led to a lot of stains.
I think all those who attacked him should send him apologies now.
It has actually come with a lot of stains on African football. Manchester United legend Wayne Rooney coming out to say South Africa 2010 might just actually one of the worst World Cups. That's not even a World Cup. Jerry, with the way we saw South Africa host that World Cup, look at the likes of Diego Forlan with the excitement it all gave us. When Rooney is now coming out to say that South Africa 2010 might actually be the worst World Cup ever. What do you think about that? Is this due to what is happening with African football? Is this what Patrice Motsepe and his CAF organization is what they have done to make us be receiving at this point?
Yeah, the thing is that I always believe that certain circumstances lead to people having a perspective about you. And the circumstances that African football has found itself, whatever backlash it's getting, whatever bad publicity it's getting, it's rightly deserved. So it's not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched. At least we're all praising the quality of the competition until Morocco decided to mar the organization of the final. It's just like building a house. When it was time to put finishing touches, you put something to destroy it. To take the shine off all the effort you've put in to build up the house. You bring in mediocres to come and do finishing touches. You've already raised the foundation. You've got it to a certain level. Then you brought in mediocres to manage that building. That means you made rubbish of all the effort. Do you know what it means to set up a building? Do you know what it means to build how many stadiums? About more than 6 quality stadiums. To host the African Cup of Nations. With the effort, the money, and everything.
People were already celebrating them before the tournament started.
Now everything is down the drain.
Come on.
I think Morocco is not a country a lot of people want to visit now due to at least the image they've already created about themselves. The win at all cost mentality and so on. No matter what anybody says about Morocco now, people have
but Jerry, our friends there said they enjoyed, the warm,
they enjoyed, but that's what they said.
Hospitality of the people.
That's what they say. You that have not visited, will you feel comfortable going to Morocco now?
No, maybe the people that were hospitable to those our friends are different from those that were in the stadium.
Even as at last time, the Senegalese government was trying to release their citizens that the court detained and said they should serve prison sentence because they supported their country.
And the CAF approved body is not even saying anything about that.
Why did the judicial body not say anything about that?
Exactly.
Why did the judicial body not say anything about that? Those who have been sentenced, that was supposed to be a decision left to that judicial body. Why are they not saying anything?
Do you think Patrice Motsepe made those statements under pressure?
Patrice Motsepe is confused.
He just have to say something.
Patrice Motsepe has fed fat of the money and whatever they gave to him. So now he has to cough it out.
He didn't even look comfortable.
He doesn't look comfortable. He was looking tense. Was looking like somebody who's out of touch, who's afraid.
I just have to say it.
Who's afraid? The thing is that when you have eaten the wrong thing, it chokes.
It choke you.
It has choked him now. I wish him all the best.
Okay, another person, another player has actually come out to come and criticize the decision of the verdict. Super Falcons striker assistant Oshoala, has criticized the Confederation of African Football (CAF) and the verdict to award the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations title to Morocco. And the unprecedented decision came somewhat out of the blue, with African soccer's governing body CAF releasing a statement on Tuesday night amidst the UEFA Champions League action. Jerry, we were enjoying the UEFA Champions League, and it looked like Chelsea fans just sort of they like escaped some backlash from that game against Paris Saint-Germain with this news and CAF, and it's been ugly ever since. And they announced that they had awarded Morocco a 3-0 win in the final, essentially making them Afcon champions instead. Jerry, who wins the trophy by announcement online.
Okay.
And are they going to mold another trophy for them?
Let me read the comments of an ESCO member of CAF talking about Samuel Soba.
Okay.
On Tuesday, when the decision was made, he said that we cannot correct a mistake by making another mistake.
Exactly.
He said,
don't you think this mistake was made under pressure?
Yes. He said the decision to designate a winner based on Articles 82, 83, and 84 of the competition regulations has generated deep incomprehension and a genuine sense of injustice. Correcting one injustice with another cannot be considered an acceptable response, either from a sporting or an ethical standpoint.
Right.
While these regulatory provisions are intended to address exceptional situations, their application must remain consistent with the spirit of the game. A strictly administrative decision, however legally justified, cannot erase the harm felt by those involved nor convince those who uphold the principles of sporting fairness. And it goes on and on. The man has just hit the nail on the head. This is somebody who is an insider. He is saying this. Talk more of an outsider who is seeing what CAF is doing. And Patrice Motsepe is talking about fairness. He's talking about standard, raising his hands like an ostrich that has lost
and he's still gaining support from somebody that's supposed to see football
for
a clear way.
Somebody who cannot even handle his own national body as much as handling the NFF. Who cannot even qualify for the World Cup?
He's trying to set up a chance.
He said he's even interested in coming back to
the
NFF.
Maybe you might come and right the wrongs that he did for the past 2 terms.
You come and wrong the wrongs that he has wronged.
Okay. All right, Jerry. I don't know what Jerry is having against the man Amaju Pinnick. He can come for third term if he wants.
The facts are there. The man has failed woefully. And he has continued to talk and talk and talk. Too much cho. When you are talking too much, you become a rabble-rouser. You become irrelevant. People now see you as somebody who always want to make comments about everything without making any point, because they say empty barrel makes more loud noise.
Exactly. Anyway, the case has gotten to CAS. And Jerry, what do you think? At least maybe from early days, CAS has not said anything. What do you think might come out of that?
I've seen the Senegal president post a picture of
the trophy. I saw the Afcon trophy
behind him in his office. I said,
"Come and take it."
I said, he wants to see anybody that has two heads.
Come and take this
one. Come and collect the trophy from
even the office. Players. A lot of people call them petty, but I would do the same. They were posting it. I saw Ilman Ndiaye's post. He said, "Come and take it if you can."
I think I will even take the trophy.
They worked for it. You can't come and announce
over the trophy to Madrid.
They worked for it.
And ask for Brahim Diaz and officially want to see him. I say, "Come, look at this trophy. You can never have it."
Papi Gay, maybe when Villarreal plays Real Madrid, Papi Gay should take it and go and show him that, look, I scored the winning goal. This is my trophy. I worked for it. They cannot announce you online and just come and give you how did they even want to do another parade for Morocco after the old bus parade in Dakar? Anyway, let's move on from that and let's still talk about Nigerian football and the Super Eagles this time around. Yesterday, we saw the squad announced for the friendlies, the matches against Jordan and Iran. And the 3 new players have received their first Super Eagles call-ups for Nigeria's upcoming friendlies against Jordan and Iran. And they are Scotland-based defender Emmanuel Fernandez, who's 24, Germany-based forward Philip Otele, and KRC Genk winger Yira So. And Otele, who's 26, joined Hamburger SV in January and has started 5 of 7 possible Bundesliga matches, providing 1 assist. And Fernandez, who's 24, is a rising star in European football, joining Rangers FC from Peterborough United in a £2.9 million pound deal. And he's made 26 appearances and scored 6 goals this season. Wow, that's a good return for a defender, and is expected to strengthen Nigeria's defense. And Saw, who's 25, was part of Nigeria's Flying Eagles squad at the 2019 FIFA Under-20 World Cup and has recorded 4 goals and 1 assist in 23 league appearances for Genk. Jerry, out of these 3 new players that were called up, for the Super Eagles in their friendlies in Jordan, which of these players are you seeing to make a good impact, or do you think all 3 players might not even get a taste of football at all?
Yeah, I've seen Otele's stats, and I'm not really impressed.
Wow.
He couldn't score a goal while he was in.
He just joined in January. He just joined Hamburg.
Yes, he just joined Hamburg.
And the team, they are struggling in the Bundesliga.
They are struggling in Bundesliga.
Yeah.
How many goals has he scored already this season? I think it's not even up to 5 goals.
1 assist in 5 games.
1 assist in 5 games.
Yeah.
And he's the striker. They decided
In 5 starts, actually.
They decided to invite him. I think that slot should have been left blank. Because there are a lot of other players who want to play for the Super Eagles. Because it's a waste of slots, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, there are other players who are showing promises that should have been invited. If they are not available, keep the slot vacant.
So do you think this is an Eric selection? Is it an Eric selection?
I think, yes. When Akwa Adams' name came up, we went to his stats and see that he was currently on form.
Yeah.
And he was doing well. Yeah. That is well deserved.
Yeah.
Hotel is still trying to find his bearing with a club that is struggling in the German Bundesliga. Okay. And he came from a club side where he failed to score a goal throughout the season, and he's a striker. And then what does a striker do? Striker is supposed to score goals.
Yeah.
And when he fails to do that, he doesn't deserve to be in the national team. Unless there's an agent somewhere talking to Hotel and maybe somehow buttered him up to invite him. Then for the other players,
Manuel Fernandez, 6 goals in 25 appearances as a central defender.
For his position, that's a remarkable performance.
Yeah.
It's a remarkable start. Yeah. It's enough to give him an invite. Yes, that one, I say it's a go. But for the rest, let's see what they're able to do. I think we have 2 or 3 games to play.
Yeah, Jordan and Iran. 2 games.
So maybe they'll give them some cameo appearances. Because I know the likes of Paul Onachu and Akwa Adams, Chidera Ejuke will all be getting first looking ahead of these other boys.
Yeah, but I think there should be at least
5 or 10 minutes given to them to really show the stuff they are made of. Maybe a first half or a second half appearance. Then if they are able to convince the coach, maybe future opportunities will be given to them. We've seen players who struggle at their club side and do well for their national team, but there are very few of them.
All right,
but if Otele proves to be one of those players eventually, who says? Let's wait and see.
Based on this, on the statistics that you've read out and you've said, do you think these selections are Eric Sekuchel's selections for the national team?
Yeah, it looks like it, except for Hotel, who I feel maybe an undue influence is coming as far as the selection of Hotel is concerned.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's no MPFL player, though I support, because the MPFL
says a lot about the league.
Yeah, but there should be 1 or 2 because this is a friendly tournament. We've been talking about giving the league some bit of face.
Yeah.
If some of those players knows that if from the league they can pick them, they will not be in a hurry to go and play in Malta or play in Austral leagues just because they want to get good foreign exchange. Because of course, playing in these friendlies will also make some few bits of dollars, but it gives them a sense of belonging, knowing that they are not being discredited. I didn't know Hotel was playing in the MPFL.
Yeah.
Nobody will invite him.
All right. So if the selections,
that's unfair. That's injustice.
If according to you, the selections are Eric Chel's selections, do you now think that at least some points in the 19-point agenda are being followed now?
Yeah, the 19 points, yes. A message has been sent to the NFL. And I think the NFL will not be worried about who is invited for friendlies, especially when they know that the names there are the ones who prosecuted the last Afcon. Let's wait when the Afcon qualifier starts, when they are very critical, when we know the whole world is watching, then if they allow Eric Chels to still go ahead to select his players, then I would say the 90-point agenda has been followed. The friendlies might not matter to them now. My slot is not really important right now until when the games are really important.
Exactly. I mean, no one is saying anything about the absence of Victor Osimhen. So we should know that maybe they're not considering this serious at this point. And maybe when FIFA decides to favor Nigeria and the Intercontinental Playoffs swings their way.
We still have that dream. I will still dreaming.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I'm
asking you. If because for this one, they had that confidence to leave out Victor Osimhen.
That's 2030, not 2020.
We should be looking at 2030.
Yes.
Well, Jerry Apello finally is saying that we should be looking at 2030.
I always say they don't deserve. I always say this. They don't deserve to be there.
We should be looking at 2030 this time around.
Yeah.
It's not looking. 2026 is not looking. It's not looking likely.
It's not an election year.
Jerry, there's still time. 8 days to the start of the competition.
Time was
there's still some time.
Accurate timekeeper.
FIFA can come out with anything.
At least we are doing accurate timekeeper panel of judges.
We have gone to CAS. So the NFF has gone to CAS. So there should be something CAS should give us before the start of the tournament.
They should send a good debater to do accurate
Anyway, we're still talking Nigerian football, and this one is a rather concerning one. Former Nigerian internationals are calling for urgent action on the welfare of retired footballers following the deaths of the coach himself, Adegboyega Onigbinde, and Henry Nwosu. Yes, we lost Henry Nwosu last week. And Segun Odegbami, Etimesi, and Friday Ekpo, who are still very much with us, lamented that Nigeria continues to abandon its football heroes, with Odegbami stating that the situation is a recurring reminder of retired athletes' vulnerability. And Essen expressed her frustration, saying Nwosu's treatment is symptomatic of a broader failure by the country to honor its football legends. And Ekpo highlighted the structural gap without post-service support available to other public servants. And the calls echoed Taribo West's sentiment at Peter Rufai's burial, where he berated the NFF, Nigeria Football Federation, and Lagos State government for abandoning Rufai's family. And the National Sports Commission is being urged to extend its pension and welfare framework to cover athletes who brought honor to the country before our current initiatives. And also, 62, died after a brief illness, leaving many to question the treatment of retired footballers. I mean, this topic has been coming up for a very long time. And with this recent one, the recent losses of Onigbinde and Nwosu, it seems like they just left everything to the family. NFF, NSC, you've served your best. Whenever you decide to leave, whenever you leave the earth, it's still none of their business. You've done what you want to do within that time frame that you did it. It seems like it's none of their business. Shouldn't they be paying more attention to all these former heroes that gave all their blood, sweat, and tears for Nigeria?
It's quite easy. This is it's high time. I saw Henry Nwosu on pictures of him on the hospital bed. Shows that he went through terminal illness before he passed on. And if that's the case, this is an advice to those who are running football in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And it's high time that they involve insurance bodies and bodies like the National Health Insurance Scheme to come in, have a meeting with the Players Union in Nigeria and the footballers themselves, both playing for the national team, playing for club level. Whichever level, as far as a recognized football body is concerned. Maybe not academy anyway. When you upgrade to a full team from the NNL down to the main NPFL side, as well as the women football as well.
Yes.
Once you've passed the academy stage, as above 18, you should be under insurance. That insurance means
important.
That whatever you are paid, a certain percentage should be put aside. So that when
until
you
the end
retire,
of your playing career,
when you retire from
you
football,
have something to fall back on.
That money should be what the players will fall back on.
Exactly.
Where they'll be paid pension for the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
If they can do that, all of these stories about players not being taken care of, at least even if it doesn't cover the health care of that player for serious surgeries.
Yes.
At least you know that each time you have malaria, you have sicknesses, you can fall back on that to reduce the tension of the payment. They are doing it for federal staff and so on. The government is doing that already. They can liaise with the federal government, cry about it. The NFF, the LMC, the National Sports Commission, it shouldn't be about footballers alone. All athletes, as far as Nigeria is concerned, should be under insurance. So that whenever they retire, it will be easy for them to have a platform where they will fall back on. And even everybody will make money as well. Everybody will smile. Even those who are handling those accounts will be happy. And at the end of the day, the athletes, all the athletes will contribute to help themselves when they are even old. Even the current footballers will also be helping those who have retired. So the circle will continue. At the end of the day, all of this will not be an issue.
Fully, but this one, I don't know, it's just a call to the NFF and of course the bodies guiding Nigerian football that this should not continue to happen. And of course, just like Jerry rightfully said, let's have some money set aside, even if it's not going to cover the whole thing. Let them just know that as they are playing, something is being left behind for them.
And when they are gone, that insurance, life insurance will be packaged to their families to settle them.
To settle them. You will know you've done your part.
Yes.
You remember John Fashanu when he said, why didn't he get to play for Nigeria even when he tried to? He said eventually he did regret his decision because even till today, he's still receiving some funding from the English FA. He has played a long time. He has retired a long time ago, but he's still getting something. That shows that they recognize what he has done. You understand? And it can't just, fade away like that. Even if you didn't get to win the World Cup with them, but they still recognize what you have done. A lot of players, Nigerian-born players, are still enjoying that today. So what's now going on with where they actually came from? This might actually stop people from coming to come and play for Nigeria. Yeah. At least, do you remember what Taibo West said?
Welcome to the third world country called Nigeria.
For how long are we going to continue to be third world, Jerry? I mean, as we go on the show,
people think like third world countries. They think like third world countries. They don't think like countries who want to move to the next level. Like, who want to remain in a level
in the Stone Age.
Archaic way of reasoning.
It has happened with those people. It should still continue to happen. I mean, look at the Alex Iwobi situation as well.
Let me not change it. I'm not a sense.
Yes.
Let's
as long as the money is waiting for me.
Let's do it the way it's been done. Let's not change anything.
Jerry, some people in the NFF, 30-35 years, they were there when the coaches were eating rice. They are still there.
Nothing to show.
And these guys, if they go, there is something for them.
Sure, they were taken care of. Dollars are flying left.
So why are they treating it as just the top alone? The final consumers of the whole thing, you are not giving it to them. You are collecting the brands, what they are getting from different brands that are supporting you. You are collecting all the gifts and all of that. The money is promised by even some third parties that want to pay privately to the players. Okay, I see what you've done during the Afcon. Let me pay. They don't even know where to pay now.
They will still go and rag the players.
You still go and meet the players.
Say, where's my
on
share?
the pitch, you'll be dragging jersey with them. What is going on?
Yes.
What is going on?
God will help us.
That's why some certain ex-internationals are saying that they won't let their children play.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
And they were dragging the ex-international when he said so.
And when he said so. Anyway. We can only pray because that's what they've left us in Nigeria. We can only pray. Anyway, time as we fast spent, we would love to talk about the Champions League and all of that, but time is not really our friend on the show. But before we go, let's just mention a certain a legend of the game. He's still playing, and of course, that's talking about one man, Lionel Messi. He scored the 900th goal of his illustrious career, but it wasn't enough to save Inter Miami from a 1-1 draw with Nashville SC, which saw them crash out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup on away goals. And of course, Messi's early strike puts Miami ahead, but Nashville's Christian Espinosa equalized in the 74th minute, securing their place in the quarterfinals. And Messi's milestone goal is a testament to his incredible career with 672 goals for Barcelona, 32 for PSG, and of course, 115 international goals for Argentina. Jerry, quickly, as we wrap up on the show, do you think Messi is going to get to 1,000?
Phenomenal. Definitely. 100.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult.
He can't do it. He's 38. Ronaldo has 965 at 41.
He can't.
Do you think when Messi gets to 41, he should have 1,000?
If he's going to play 41, I doubt.
But
let's see.
But Ronaldo gets to 1,000.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Ronaldo looks more.
Those two, they are still playing. They are still going to the World Cup. What is going on? They should leave now.
As well.
Anyway, thank you so much, Jerry and for coming on the show at Locker Room this evening. And as well, I want to say a very big thank you to the guys in the back. I remember the likes of Paul, Alex, of course, Ikechukwu is there, and Victor. Of course, thank you so much, guys, for making this show a successful one. Up next is Political Lens with Chukwuma Okoro. This has been Locker Room. I'm Afizo Gubanjo, and I'm saying stay tuned and bye for now.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging 1-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. In a world where truth is the ultimate power, and opinions scream the loudest. It's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOPTV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOPTV, Voice of the People Television.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Nutrition experts are emphasizing the importance of healthy eating in preventing disease and improving overall well-being. At an event marking World Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day in Lagos, stakeholders highlighted the role of balanced diets, proper portion control, and reduced consumption of processed foods in tackling rising cases of lifestyle-related illnesses. They say nutrition also plays a key role in energy levels, cognitive development, and productivity.
Is when you get your diet right, you are physically and mentally alert, which you know that eating healthy is one of the master key of good health. Down to the hospital setting, they come in as clients. We have those on admission across board, from cradle to geriatric, which is the elderly people. So from the pregnant woman, for your child, for you to be healthy and the child to be healthy, and you come out having a bouncing and beautiful or handsome baby, you need the touch of a dietitian. That is in terms of a promotion of good health.
Experts also stress the need for greater awareness and the integration of dietitians in healthcare institutions across the country.
We need to improve on our policy. We need to improve on our policy. We need to make sure that food is one of the highest allocation is given to food in the policy. 1, 2, during the policy for nutrition, nutritionists, dietitians should be included in this policy making table, because we are the ones that actually knows where the feet is pinching. We are with the grassroots. We know them. We see them. They come to us. Some of them, we know the reasons why some of this thing is happening. So with this, we can actually tackle this thing. The second thing is that we need to train more of nutritionists and dietitians in Nigeria.
They add that promoting healthier food choices remains essential to building a healthier population.
And the message we have out there is that nutrition is the bedrock of healthy living. If we talk about people being healthy to go about their businesses and being away from disease, out of disease, you have to make your nutrition a top priority in your life. So when you get the nutrition right, it takes care of every health condition as well as healthy living.
With the growing concerns of lifestyle-related illnesses in Nigeria, the conversation is drawn towards the role of nutrition in our everyday lives and everyday habits as well. For many, the conversation is really about awareness and better living. I'm Prince Peters from Voice of the People Television.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight On Voice of the People Television, let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
Take It Back movement. Indigenous people of Biafra protest against Tinubu in London. I'm not sure I'll secure ADC ticket. That is coming from the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi. Tinubu is committed to improving lives of Abuja residents. Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, tells Nigerians. Good evening and welcome to Political Lens. I am Chukwuma Okoro. Now, in case you didn't know, we are broadcasting on Metro SLTV channel 264 on YouTube and other social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. You can also be a part of this conversation by calling in or sending WhatsApp messages to the number scrolling on your screen. You can also go to YouTube comment section and let us know your views about the topics of discussion. Now, let's bring in our guest. We've been joined in the studio here in Lagos, where we're broadcasting from by Mr. Darlington Agommo. Mr. Agommo is a lawyer and a political affairs analyst. Good evening to you, Mr. Agommo, and thanks for joining me on Political Lens.
Good evening, Mr. Okoro. My pleasure being here.
Big time, good to have you, sir. Now, let's quickly run into it. Members of the Take It Back movement, TIB, staged protests outside Windsor Castle in the United Kingdom on March 18, that's yesterday, 2027, during the visit of Nigeria's president to the United Kingdom, condemning President Bola Tinubu's visit and his administration's policies, where the demonstrators accused the UK government of endorsing a disputed mandate and a corrupt and illegitimate regime. That's according to the Take It Back movement. Similarly, members of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB staged protests in London during the president's state visit demanding the release of their leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Demonstrations took place at prominent locations including Parliament Square, Downing Street, the Commonwealth Office, and the Nigerian High Commission. Protesters carried placards reading "Free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu," wore red caps, and waved Biafra flags. In a circulating video, one protester stated that Tinubu did not deserve a royal salute, emphasizing the group's message for Nnamdi Kanu's immediate release. Mr. Agommo, what's the significance of IPOB protests in the UK? What would be the impact? I mean, the other day we saw Omoyele were lead protesters, the 1 million man march for the release of Nnamdi Kanu in Abia State. And for the period that the protest lasted, up until this moment, we didn't get any comment or any response from the presidency. What Redera did was to unleash soldiers on innocent protesters. So what do you think will be the impact and significance of this protest in the United Kingdom?
It has sent a message to the international community. In fact, I have said it time without number that no matter what Tinubu does, the baggages he's carrying will be following him like his shadow, either in or out of office. There is no place Tinubu will go on earth today that the baggages on him will not speak out. And that is a fact. So the jamboree he went in London cannot stop people from talking. And I thank God that the free society that is UK has made it possible for these people to express their views. And these things are not rumor. These things are not embarrassment. They are facts. It's just that under diplomatic courtesy, you cannot embarrass your guests. If not, the royal family would have excused themselves from Tinubu's visit, because that kind of person and character does not deserve Windsor Castle treatment. He does not. And that is a fact. He does not, seriously. I'm sure the founding fathers of UK they will frown at that visit and the jamboree that is going on there. I'm telling you, what Tinubu represents and what he is well known to the whole world. So on what ground will he be receiving such a royal accolade?
As the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Why can't he visit America? Okoro, why can't Tinubu visit America? After all, he grew up in America. In fact, he spent the greater years of his life in America. So that place should have been the second home.
It's his choice.
No, it's not a choice.
He goes where he chooses to.
No, it's not a choice. He has polluted that place. That's why he cannot go there.
No, but in 2023, he was at Onga.
Yes. Onga, but not on a state visit.
But Onga took place in America.
Not on a state visit.
Okay.
Have you heard that the Tinubu visited America on a state visit?
Will you have a problem with that? State visit. This is the first time in 37 years that a Nigerian president is paying state visit to the United Kingdom.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, I am beginning to think that Nigeria sponsored that thing. Tinubu must have paid money for them to validate him.
But Charles invited him. The king invited him.
Leave who invited who? That pump and pack getray. I don't think the royal family will spend their money on such a character. I don't think so.
Why would they send their money? Did they pay flight ticket for him? It's the Nigerian government money that is
even what they are doing.
The Nigerian people's money.
Even what they are doing there in the UK.
Okay. The hosting, you mean?
Yes. Okay. Let us investigate and interrogate it. Nigeria must have paid money for all those things. It is very, very possible because the traditional British society that I know, I don't think they will be so quick. They're willing to entertain such a character in a royal pump and pack entry. I don't think so.
So to what end would that be? Is it to seek validation or what? Does he need their revalidation or validation?
Yes.
Because he's already Nigeria's president, by the way.
That's what I'm telling you. He needs it. Yes, he needs it.
Yeah, exactly my point. So he's already Nigeria's president. Does he need validation anymore?
No matter how long you stay in an office, you can become an outcast to the international community if they discover that you are not what you claim to you are. You are not what you claim to be. The international community will distance you. Look at Donald Trump.
Okay.
Even with him coming to bomb some places in Nigeria and all that, even with soldiers coming into Nigeria, have you seen Donald Trump talking with Tinubu? Mr. Okoro, what does that tell you? That is a very bold statement that nobody is interrogating. Have you ever had a statement?
The last time I checked, Mr. Gomo, there are about 187 countries globally. So how often does Donald Trump speak to all the presidents? Why should it concern you? Why should it bother you that he's
Nigeria
not speaking to
is a country of particular concern for him.
There are about 37 countries of particular concern to the United States of America.
But in this case now, his soldiers are here and they have bombed some places in Nigeria. Yet the Tinubu have not uttered a word to Donald Trump. Tinubu have not said a single word. Or have you heard? What does that tell you?
The fact that I have not heard does not mean that maybe they have not communicated.
There is none. There is none. Such you can't make a statement with Donald Trump and the whole world will not hear it.
When he speaks to Emmanuel Macron of France, does he tell you?
Why not? Everybody will hear. Everybody heard. That is the place he visited frequently.
Okay.
The question is, why is Tinubu avoiding America?
I just told you that he was at Onga in 2023.
You have started again.
Started what? Wasn't he at Onga?
Did he visit America?
Where is Onga? In New York. In New York.
Onga is a world institution, not an American institution.
Okay. Domiciled where?
Forget where it was.
No, I can't forget that because it is an American soil.
It must be domiciled somewhere. But it belongs to the world.
Mr.
It's like going to Geneva, where the headquarters of all UN agencies are. If you go there, does it mean that you visited Switzerland?
Mr. Gomo, let me ask you. United Nations building, does it have a helipad or an airport on top at the rooftop where Bola Ahmed Tinubu landed and quickly went into the Onga meeting? He landed in the soil of the United States of America.
He came in like every other person. He didn't visit America.
So you admit now that he visited America. He landed somewhere.
He came for a mission.
Okay.
He didn't visit America like he visited UK now. That is the difference. Since that time, what happened? He has visited other countries.
Okay.
Important
now, when you say that,
have you forgotten that we copied the democracy from America? That is the place the Tinubu should have been going.
But America is not the only democracy in the world.
Where we copied it.
We didn't copy democracy from America.
We copied it from them. Presidential democracy.
We copied presidential system of government. So we didn't copy democracy from America.
We copied presidential democracy from America.
Presidential system of government.
We copied it from America.
We copied presidential system of government.
We copied it from America.
Barrister. Okay. The British people bequeathed democracy to us when they handed over. Hold on, Mr.
Democracy.
Hold on, let me educate you here. This is not law, this is political science. The United Kingdom, Britain bequeathed democracy to us when they handed over independence to us. At that time, we practiced parliamentary system of government. In 1979,
they bequeathed the parliamentary democracy.
No, parliamentary system of government. They didn't bequeath democracy to us. It was UK that bequeathed democracy to us. I want us to move away from that. This is an argument you cannot win.
I will win it.
It's my area.
This is parliamentary.
Now, Barrister, when you say that Tinubu could become an international outcast, I just told you that there are about 807 countries globally. I mean, if he doesn't go to UK, he's been going to France. He's been going to UAE.
We are different.
He's going to other parts of the world.
We are different because you are the most popular black nation in the whole world, the hope of the black race.
Okay.
You cannot equate yourself with all these smaller countries all over the place.
He's been to China.
That's the difference.
Barrister, he's been to China.
Look,
growing global power.
What did we copy from China? What did we copy from China? Are you a communist state? Mr. Okoro, are you a communist state? You've been to China. He's
been to China. Because you said Nigeria will be an outcast. I'm telling you places that
has he been to Russia?
Must he go to Russia? Has Putin come here? The Trump that you are talking about, has Trump come here? Yes.
You visit according
to... There is what is called reciprocity in international relations.
Good.
Beautiful.
Please. Now, with what America has done for Nigeria so far, please, are you telling me that...
What have they done for us?
This terrorist that you people bred here, this terrorist that you people grew here, this terrorist that you
Barrister, let's not digress. Let's not digress.
America is helping you
to
stop killing yourself.
Let us not digress. America is helping us, but since they came here, the terrorists, the bandits, the attackers have doubled down, and yet we don't have the value of their presence here. Now let's move on. I want you to know, that Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. But the British have looked the other way since his travels started. Will this protest in the UK make any difference? I mean, this is a British citizen.
Yeah, they are
he was renditioned, kidnapped in one part of the world in Kenya, brought back to Nigeria, tried and sentenced. And all through this period, we never heard the British government say, hey, this is our citizen, you have to be careful, and all of that. So do you think that this protest is going to make any difference?
It will make a difference in the life of a Tinubu, and it will raise international awareness for Nnamdi Kanu. These are the two things that are there. And so, when things are going on between countries, behind closed doors, you don't get to see or hear it until it begins to manifest. You cannot tell me that the British government have not offered a word or two in favor of Nnamdi Kanu. It's just that the British government is a conservative society. They are not like America. That is the truth. Besides, Nnamdi Kanu can be said to have properly, taken to court, properly prosecuted. That under the law, he was alleged to have committed an offense for which he was prosecuted.
And properly kidnapped from Kenya. A British citizen, properly kidnapped from Kenya.
You have forgotten what happened in Kenya. You have forgotten.
What happened in Kenya?
The whole world came down on Kenya for that thing that happened.
Okay, so what did the UK do?
And of course, they offered a word or two against it. Now,
They
did, yes. That was why they got in Kenya. Ruled in favor of Nnamdi Kanu.
To what
you remember
end?
that
what is the impact of that ruling?
They offered Nnamdi Kanu.
Why didn't Britain insist that they return their citizens to Kenya? Where they
have said it.
You know the meaning of rendition?
Hold on. They have said it. Just that the Nigerian government is too stubborn.
Okay.
Even the United Nations wrote 3 letters in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, asking the Nigerian government.
So where do you get your information from?
Look at you. I said 3 letters. UN have written. UN wrote 3 letters.
To who?
To government of Nigeria. Where were you? Three letters.
Asking for what?
Asking for the Nigerian government to explain why Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and to explain why he was unduly detained.
Well, was that enough? Who wrote that letter? Did it come in form
the United Nations?
Did it come in form of a resolution or what? In what capacity did who signed
the
off the letter?
human rights arm of United Nations.
Okay.
3 letters.
Okay.
They wrote it. This Malami, who is now having an issue with federal government.
Specifically, what did the letter say?
I told you here that they asked for the federal government on that to explain to them why Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya.
Did the federal government explain?
They did not answer. They did not even talk.
So what else did the UN do? What else did the UN do?
Of course.
Is it enforceable?
What are you saying?
Okay.
When the UN does not have an army barracks or police barracks, so whenever you have committed infraction, they will put it somewhere for you, waiting for the day of reckoning. They will not bring it up. That's what they do.
Okay, so what apparently you are telling Nigerians is that the UN is a toothless bulldog.
Yes and no. After all, what is going on in Iran today? America have been asked to rein in, even Israel. But are they listening? How many resolutions against Israel? Did they listen? Did they listen? The thing is that all these rogue governments all over the world that are now threatening UN and all that, the UN is keeping their record for the day of reckoning.
When will that day come?
A day must come when your book of remembrance will be opened. And that is it. It must be opened one day.
Okay, Barrister, let's move on. Let's come back and dwell on the protest in the United Kingdom. Now, this protest looks like an affront and an embarrassment to Tinubu. Wouldn't this move harden his stance and close out, any opportunity for the resolution of this Nnamdi Kanu's issue through the political track? I mean, his ego might have been bruised and he will react negatively. What do you think? There
is nothing. He who has fallen need no fall. He who is down need no fall. He cannot do more than he has done so far. And I thank God for the spirit of Nnamdi Kanu, who is very resilient, who is very determined. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu, I don't think anybody can break his spirit. That is a true Igbo son. I am proud of him. Okay. So whatever Tinubu is doing now, he's wasting his time.
Okay, now I want to reframe the question, because it looks like you don't understand what I mean.
Go ahead.
Let me reframe the question. Now, this thing that happened in the United Kingdom, the protest, more like an embarrassment to him, asking him, to release Nnamdi Kanu because he didn't commit any crime and that he doesn't deserve to be in prison. If you consider this as an embarrassment, do you think that Tinubu will say, oh, okay, because I don't want to be embarrassed again in probably when I go to Germany or when I travel to another country in Europe, let me just let this man go? Or do you think that he will say, okay, you people have left the shores of Nigeria and you want to come and square up with me here? What do you think it will do to him? Do you think that he will now say, oh, we were even looking for a political solution, to this problem. Now, let me see what you guys... Is it going to harden him or is it going to soften his mind?
If Tinubu want to make a deal with Nnamdi Kanu, the same deal he made with Sunday Igboho, Nnamdi Kanu will never agree. He's an Igbo man.
Okay.
He will never agree. Quote me. That is what is keeping him there.
Barrister, you are not answering my question.
The question is that he may not.
Okay.
He may not, because the man, he doesn't have any shame. All this scandal is going on. Have you seen Tinubu feel it? Has he ever felt it?
Yes, he does. He does feel it.
Oh, no.
You know why I say he feels it?
If he felt it, he wouldn't have been traveling all over the place.
Okay, let me also tell you why I think that he feels it, or why Nigerians think that he feels it. The president at one point said, well, I don't go to social media because I don't like to listen to the way Nigerians insult me. So don't you think that he's feeling the heat somehow? If he doesn't go to social media.
Okoro, he just said it. It's not true. He visits social media every other day.
Okay.
Tinubu listens to social media. That's where he gets the pulse and the buzz of Nigerians. The thing is that he has no shame. He has developed his skin. Yes. The way he behaved and the way he thought will tell you that this man does not care. If not, for somebody with such baggages, it would have made him to be more circumspect, more remorseful. But the way Tinubu is acting and behaving is even making it worse for himself. The way Tinubu is doing, does he show that this man is remorseful? No, tell me. Does he show that he's even aware of the baggages he's carrying? He doesn't. That is the irony in here. He doesn't think, in fact, he doesn't know what he's even doing. Whatever happened, he doesn't think is a problem. That is why he went with Pinnick to go and put those clauses in our Electoral Act about certificate forgery. So he's making it worse for himself. That means he's not remorseful. Quote me, he's not remorseful.
So it appears that he doesn't even care.
He does not care because he knows the Nigerian society that he is in. I mean, with a few cup of rice, a few whatever, the Nigerians will even be dancing behind him. Is that not what is going on? Look at how the governors are jumping into his party. Look at how they are worshiping him like a god. With all these things, do you think the man will bother with your scandal? He doesn't. Seriously, he doesn't. And no thanks to Nigerian society. We celebrate evil more than good.
So if you say no thanks to Nigerian society, we celebrate evil and not good. So who should take responsibility for that? Is it the leadership or the followership?
It is you and I. In fact, it is you. It is you, not me. It is you. Yes, people like you who keep asking questions. People like you who keep interviewing people. People like you who claim to be journalists. Yet you cannot measure up with that Mendy Hassan.
You want all the journalists to turn to Mehdi Hassan?
Yes.
Okay, so what's keeping you? There is a Nigerian man turn to a journalist so that you can do all the job that we are unable to do.
I have my calling. I cannot do this you are doing. And if I've been a journalist, I will.
You are supposed to be ashamed of yourself as a lawyer. How many times have you gone to court to challenge? No, not we. You as an individual. We have been doing our bit. How many times have you gone to court to challenge what?
Are we not the conscience of this country?
Which conscience? When you people have been captured. How many times have you gone to court to say, Tinubu, what you are doing is not right? You belong to MBA. You belong to MBA. Simfobara bribed you people with how much? 300 million naira. You people declared only 100 million naira. It was a gift. It was not a gift. It was graft. It was graft.
Bribe for what?
Barrister, next time you try to drag journalists, I'm going to shred you. Now the president, in UK said he was grateful to the king and people of Britain for offering him a safe haven, when he was undergoing political persecution in Nigeria. I said he was grateful. So how much free space has he, offered the opposition in Nigeria since he became president?
Look,
I'd like for you to.
These are diplomatic causes. You say such things, nice things and all that. Behind closed door, they know the truth.
Who knows the truth?
Both of them, where he said it and the person saying it. He is in a diplomatic environment, so he need to.
No, I understand all of that, but my question is, the president that is thanking UK for offering him safe haven, when he was being politically persecuted, relying on that Nigerian government, during the Abacha regime and all of that, as a Democrat that he claims to be, how much free space has he offered to the opposition?
These are the things the government would have asked him, but they cannot ask him because he's their guest. That is the truth. They know the truth.
I'm asking you now. I'm asking you, how much of that space have you enjoyed as an activist, as an analyst in Nigeria? Are you being hounded? Is the space free here in Nigeria democratically?
Even the time he claimed to be fighting for democracy, he was not actually. He was doing whatever he did was for his own selfish interest. He was not doing it for the society.
Sorry, sir,
the question is that Tinubu is not acting like a Democrat.
Okay.
What he enjoyed.
So that free space that UK offered him, he is not offering it to other people. Here.
And who's supposed to even interrogate him on that? Is it not the UK government? Okay. But they cannot because of the diplomatic circle they are. They cannot. He's their guest. Yes, they will not ask him. That's why they shielded him from the press. It is the press that would have taken him on these issues. But they have avoided, in fact, they didn't want the press to talk to him in that visit. So that will tell you that the man is enjoying diplomatic immunity. That is why nobody wants to embarrass him. That's the truth. So all those things he say, he knows the truth. But his conscience will judge him, whether he's doing the right thing or not.
Okay, so to you now, in your assessment, what is the truth?
The truth is that Tinubu is not doing right.
Okay, so that space he enjoyed is not here.
Yes, he cannot give it to others. In fact, it is even worse now than the so-called persecution he was claiming. It is even worse now. He is not even persecuting people. He is strangulating them. In fact, he is squeezing them. And I know very well that if they have taken Tinubu on, based on his character and everything, he would have been in jail long ago. Long ago.
For what reason?
For the things he has done in Nigeria.
As a president?
Especially as the Lagos State governor. Is it not obvious?
I don't know. What did he do?
Is it not obvious? How come of all the governors that are ruled Lagos State, he became the richest among them? Mr. Okoro.
Where do you get that information from? Who told you that he's the richest?
When he went to Osun State and was asking you, do you know that I'm richer than your state? Where did he get the money from? The family background, did he come from a rich family? No, answer me now. Since you're asking questions.
No, shouldn't I ask questions? I'm the anchor here.
The question you're asking is not that of Fendi Hassan.
Mehdi Hassan.
You should have, you're not like that.
Unfortunately,
you should have gone to Tinubu.
Unfortunately, Mehdi Hassan is not Chukwuma Okoro, so I cannot be him. Now, let's return to the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. You know, how do you think that the Igbo nation can rally and galvanize other groups, you know, to appeal to the president, you know, for the release of Nnamdi Kanu? We are still looking for the political solution.
We are waiting for 2027 to express our anger, because that's the only way we can tell Tinubu that we don't like him. There's no other way. Whatever happens, Nnamdi Kanu will come out. Mr. Okoro, Nnamdi Kanu will come out because Al-Mustafa, Abacha CFO, he endured Obasanjo's 8 years in detention. Is that not true? Dasuki, former NSA, he endured Buhari, even Bawa, and so many others. So Nnamdi Kanu case will not be different. He will endure all of them and he will come out. My only happiness is that he has an excellent spirit. A spirit of resilience. Yes. He's a true son of Igbo.
So your position now is that the Igbo nation shouldn't just do anything.
We are doing what we can. We are why not? Like they did in London. Yes, why not? I said we here, we in Nigeria. It is the election that will tell Tinubu how much we love him. For what
now if you think that, because at some point he said that the London protest is not going to amount to anything. So apart from protest, what other track do you think that the people should use? Like rally other groups, Southerners, Northerners, and say, well, if you are preaching unity, like you say, and you are a Nigerian president, you're a nationalist, why don't you just let this young man go so that, there will be peace in Nigeria?
The shame is on him and the federal government of Nigeria for detaining Nnamdi Kanu or for jailing him. Because Sunday Igboho is off the hook. Showore is off the hook. And if you check, they were on the same pedestal. Even Showore called for revolution now. So revolution, direct. Yet, he has called him a criminal. He has said all sorts of things. Yet, the guy is moving around.
For Sunday Igboho, I understand that prominent Yoruba people, you know, did underground work, you know, and appealed to whoever was in office then, Tinubu or who, to get him released. But in the case of the Nnamdi Kanu case, we hear that some Igbo politicians, Southeast politicians, who visit the presidency in the morning, in the day, in broad daylight, you know, take the spotlight, you know, we have gone to the president to plead for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And at night, they will come out and say, hey, Oga, please don't let this young man come out.
Leave that propaganda.
Okay, you don't believe that.
It's a propaganda. Who pleaded on behalf of Showore before the Attorney General entered the nolly prosecute?
Okay. I just told you that we understand okay, you don't believe it happened.
Leave that propaganda.
Okay.
If Tinubu wants to release Nnamdi Kanu today, nobody will talk to him about it. All the other actions.
So why do you think he has not released him up until this moment?
It is the wickedness against Nnamdi Kanu and the Igbo people.
Okay.
The wickedness. So that is why when they come to claim that he wants a united Nigeria, are you treating them like one of your own? Are you treating them as a member of this tripod called Nigeria? Are you treating the Igbo man? Is he getting a fair share of his own deal in Nigeria? Look at the appointment. Mr. Okoro, look at the appointment Tinubu have made so far. Does it show that this man wants the unity or progress of Nigeria? Do we need to go and lobby and talk and do it? When he was giving other appointment to the north and to the southwest, did anybody lobby for it?
Okay, now that's one of the reasons why the Igbo nation, through the IPOB, descended into agitation.
Of course, yes.
Now, a lot of people have said and believe that it was as a result of leadership vacuum in the Southeast. They didn't have a rallying point, a rallying figure like you have in some other parts of the country. That was what, eventually led to the huge marginalization and eventually snowballed into the agitation that culminated to the arrest, incarceration, trial, and sentencing of Nnamdi Kanu. How much of that leadership, a vacuum, have we tried to fill? The Igbo nation have tried to fill?
They know that Nnamdi Kanu is a charismatic young man that has a lot of following.
Okay.
And the Tinubu know that within Nnamdi Kanu, he cannot have his way. All these governors that are jumping, he will not have them. Because the fear of Nnamdi Kanu would have been the beginning of wisdom.
Tell me more. Tell me more. You think that if Nnamdi wasn't sentenced, that these governors wouldn't shift?
They would. They are not because of the backlash.
Really?
They would. In fact, they will not try it. They will not try it, and the Tinubu will not be doing what he's doing to the Southeasterners because the fear of Nnamdi Kanu would have been the beginning of wisdom. Yes, when he was gallivanting all over the place in the Southwest, didn't PDP allow him? They gave him that leverage, that privilege, and he used it to dominate the Southwest.
Okay.
Is that not what happened? Okay. But he now sees somebody who is coming up in the Southeast, who want to represent and replicate what he represents in the Southwest, and he said he doesn't want it. That was why he made sure that Nnamdi Kanu is silenced in the cooler.
Okay, Mr. Gomo, how much of Nnamdi's effort, during the agitation, changed Buhari's mind in the 8 years that he was in government? In terms of redistribution of resources, national resources, how much of that, put pressure on him to say, oh, the Igbo people, well, let's listen to this young man and give you this and this and that. How much of that?
The worst enemy of Buhari is Nnamdi Kanu.
Exactly my point. So if he was his worst enemy, what was the impact of Nnamdi's agitation on Buhari's government? Did he at some point say, because of what this young man is doing, let's get some kind of redistribution of resources and position to the Igbo nation?
It was Nnamdi Kanu that stopped Buhari for what he wanted to do in the Southeast.
Okay.
Nnamdi Kanu stopped Buhari. That was where the enmity started. The evil plan of Buhari for the first...
How did he stop him?
Yes. If he did not form IPOB and ESN, by now, the Southeast would have been taken over.
Well, you are from Imo State. Do you like what ESN did in Imo State? And do you like what is currently going on in Imo State now?
Look, let me tell you. I said, if not for IPOB and ESN...
I asked you a question. I heard that. I heard that part.
So,
now, my question is, you are from Imo State. How much of what ESN did or is doing in Imo State do you approve of?
Who told you that is ESN and IPOB? Who told you?
Okay.
No, tell me, who told you? They are protecting that region, whether you like it or not.
Protecting that region.
They are protecting that region from becoming Benue and Jos. That is a fact. Any other person, you can carry out your propaganda.
Are you aware of what is going on in Osu, where the governor comes from?
Who is behind it?
Whoever is behind it. So why can't the government or the governor stop all of that?
Because listen, they are now in bed with the federal government.
Okay.
You know the man in Imo
State. And when did all of that start?
It started when Hope Uzodinma became the governor.
And when did Hope become the governor?
Under Buhari.
Because you say that, well, if not for Nnamdi Kanu, that Buhari would have done what?
They failed to come directly. Now they are doing whatever with a proxy. That was why number 4 became number 1 in Imo State. You know what they did there. So they are now acting through proxies so that you not say, we are the one doing it. No, they are using us to deal with us.
All right, then. But Mr. Gomo, let's move on. Let's remain in the South. In fact, let's come back from London and go to the Southeast where, well, not necessarily to the Southeast. Peter Obi has said he's uncertain about securing the presidential ticket of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, ahead of the 2027 elections. In a message to supporters, he emphasized that while the ticket is not guaranteed, his focus remains on a broader national cause rather than a personal ambition. The former Anambra State governor stressed the need for consistency, sacrifice and commitment within the opposition, noting that Nigeria's current situation demands sustained effort to build a credible political alternative. He also reflected on the country's challenges and warned against abandoning ongoing reform efforts. Obi reaffirmed his dedication despite political pressure and uncertainties, with alliances highlighting concerns about trust and loyalty among partners. He expressed gratitude to his supporters, acknowledging the difficulties of opposition politics and their continued backing despite limited immediate rewards. Now, is the journey ended for Obi? If he's coming out to say, I'm sure you listened to him, when he addressed his supporters. He said, well, I am not sure, of clinching the ticket, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to try my best. Some people asked me, at some point, one person asked me, has he come to the realization that he's not going to get the ADC ticket? Or do you think that he is merely trying to deflect, and take away the attention of APC and other contestants from the ticket? What do you think? What will it be for you?
The Bobby trap, the minefield led by APC for the opposition is too much for them to overcome.
For who? The ADC?
The opposition.
Okay.
I'm not just saying one particular party or one particular person. Because apart from what they are doing in the court by using some rebels among the opposition, the Electoral Act and the clauses they inserted there is clearly against the opposition. The political space has been narrowed now. Tell me, are you not angry yourself, even though you are not a politician? Nobody will be happy. No, nobody.
Especially,
it was all okay. No, it was rudely specific whether they defected. It was all okay. No, it was rudely specific whether they defected or not. Going by section 109. No, today, can you say that those lawmakers defected actually? Even though
the Supreme Court said they didn't defect at the first instance until they formally defected now to the APC.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, are you serious?
No, I'm not. It's not me. It's what the Supreme Court said.
Please, look, there are things that you don't even need to talk about.
Okay.
On what ground did they refuse to rule on that matter? All the while that matter was with them, what did they do? Are they not supposed to adjudicate upon it so that it will now stop all this defection here and there? Do you know that if the Supreme Court had ruled on that matter accordingly and timeously?
Which one is accordingly? According to what you want?
According to the way
according to what you want?
Not what I want. Okay. According to the letters of the law.
According to the letters of the law. Yes. Both parties had their lawyers and one party won the other.
I said the federal government of Nigeria led by APC.
Federal government had their lawyers.
They stored on that matter. They kept it in the cooler as long as they wanted. Is that not true? They kept it in the cooler. Why? No, why did they take such a long time? At the end of the day, they start talking from both sides of their mouth. The appeal court will say another thing, that they should get the register. They need to remove their name from the register before they can be sent to Abuja. Is that what the Section 109 provided for? No, you are not crying more than they believe. Was it not when the court now said that they did not? That was when this other lawmaker now came back and said they did not defect. Imagine. Is that not what happened? It was when the court said that they did not defect. That was when they came back and do the U-turn and said they did not defect. Is that not shameful enough? You are crying more than they believe.
Okay, now I want us to interrogate the Obi presidency. Yesterday, day before yesterday, the 17th of March, Chukwuma Soludo, governor of Anambra State, was sworn into office for his second term, and terminal term in office. And in the course of his speech, he said something that people are trying to review, or people are actually reviewing. He said that what the Igbo nation needs now is healing and not presidency. Apparently, taking a jab at Peter Obi's ambition. How do you react to that? What form of healing does the Igbo nation need now?
The Southwest was saying the same. They were singing the same song until June 12 happened.
Okay.
It was June 12 that brought the Southwest into central government of Nigeria, into national government. Is that not true?
Okay.
And so, if you ask me, Soludo is not going about this in the right way. He's not. Because with what they have done to the Igbos so far, we need what? We need appeasement. They used Obasanjo to appease the Southwest for June 12th. It's on record.
Okay.
That was why they brought him out from prison. Out from prison. In fact, they didn't allow him to serve his term and all that. They brought him out to compensate the Southwest. Is that not what happened? So, what have they done for the Southeasterners? With all they did, you saw the coup that happened, how they put it on our head. Now that Babangida's book has exonerated us, do we not need compensation? Do we not need compensation, Ms. Okoro? These are the things that people like Solubo should be talking about. You still want us to surrender everything to the central government that does not like you. No, tell me, what are you going, what are you going, as if the Igbos have been against the federal government all along?
He's saying what we need, now what the Southeasterners, the Igbo nation need is healing. And I'm asking, what form of healing? Are you able to open a window into his mind to understand the kind of healing he might just be talking about?
In his own mind, he believes that healing is when we now go to serve the federal government. Yes, when we become their servants. Because that is the angle he is going. For somebody, for a region, for a people, for a race that have been treated in such a manner, that have been visited with an unwarranted war against them, we need to be placated. The federal government need to do something special for the Igbos. That is how to show that, yes, not you now, you. It's like they beat you up. They beat you up and they still ask you to come and say sorry to them. I mean, look at it. The coup that have been the bane of the Igbo man, Babangida has exonerated us in his book. Is that not enough to say, we are sorry for what happened? We thought you are the one. Now that we know the truth, I mean, that is how things are done, they did in the Southwest.
Okay. So apparently, you don't agree with Chukwuma Solubo.
How can I agree when the road is passing is not the right road?
All right, now let's move on. Let's go to Abuja, where Nyesom Wike, Minister of the FCT, said that Bola Tinubu is committed to improving the lives of residents of the Federal Capital Territory through major infrastructure projects, especially road construction in satellite towns. Speaking during a project inspection, Wike assured communities along the Kubwa-Buhari corridor that ongoing projects will be completed soon. He highlighted key road developments in areas like Karu, Apu, Kashi, Buhari, Kubwa, noting that many communities are experiencing such improvements for the first time. According to him, these efforts will boost economic growth, improve living standards, and expand development beyond Abuja's city center. Wike also stressed the need to strengthen existing regulatory bodies rather than create new ones, while promising that authorities will address malpractice in real estate and protect residents. Now, President Tinubu has promised to better the lives of Abuja residents through Nyesom Wike. Mr. Agomo, what happens to the rest of us, Nigerians?
Whenever you hear about infrastructure in Nigeria, it is the easiest way to chop money. A road that will come 10,000 naira, they will add 0,000. It will become 10 billion. Take, for example, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. 47 kilometer length has swallowed 1,050 billion. 1 trillion plus. Meanwhile, experts all over the world have said that road, the one they are constructed so far, cannot cost more than 50 billion. But today, Dave Umahi beat his chest and told us that they have spent 1,050 billion on that road. That is 47 kilometers, 47. You can now imagine how much each kilometer will have cost Nigeria. And it is like that all over. The Kano Maradi rail line. Our man at ADB that time, Akinwumi, he said that is the costliest rail line in the whole world. The costliest. So these are the ways they eat money, Mr. Okoro. So I am not bothered with all this.
I mean, there's a difference between assigning, earmarking money for projects, taking away that money, like we see in NDDC and other government agencies, and walking away with the money, and earmarking money for certain projects, which more like Wike is doing, because people of Abuja are applauding him. So, okay, now this is the first time we are seeing roads in our areas and all of that.
So
doesn't that make a difference?
So who much is given, much is expected.
I know you want to talk about TSA.
Wike, yes.
But before he got into TSA, he was doing well. He was doing good for the people of Abuja.
At what cost? Have you ever costed?
So you have a problem with the cost.
The ICC he renovated at
you have a problem with it. You have a problem with the cost.
If you are going to use the whole of my money to cook a pot of soup, Mr. Okoro, don't cook for me.
Okay, don't cook for you. But what about the situation where somebody takes the whole of your money and you still don't get a pot of soup? Which one will you prefer?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
So
yes.
rather than inflate, I'm not supporting anyone. I'm just asking you now. We see a situation where Wike is deploying infrastructure, massive, according to even Abuja residents. Now you have a problem with the cost.
I have, yeah, because it's draining our purse. It's draining us. Yes, it's draining us, and they are using it to save money for their police.
So between Wike, who is probably, according to you, doing inflated contracts, quote and unquote, and people who took the money and walked away, who is better between the two people?
The two of them should be prosecuted.
The two of them should be prosecuted.
Because it is our money that they took away.
Okay. Okay, now let's assume that the president, fulfills his promise through Wike. Shouldn't that be a template for other ministers to follow suit and deliver good governance? Across sectors?
No, that is corruption working on all fours. The relationship between Wike and Tinubu is the corruption working on all fours. That is.
But I want you to look at the fact that people are delivering sectoral services and dividends.
Who and who?
I mean, that's my question. Now, let's assume that Wike is deploying infrastructure, but you have a problem with the cost. But you don't disagree with the fact that, well, he's building roads. He renovated ICC. Now, what if other ministers, like Minister of Power, spend so much money and we have electricity? Minister of Education spend so much money and our universities and federal and unity schools are functioning. And you go to the medical department, the health sector, the minister spends so much money, but the health sector is working. Wouldn't that be a good template for running our country?
No, I will only judge them if the money available to Wike is equally available to other ministers. That is it.
But I just told you that before Wike took beavers, he was already doing well. And it was on the basis of that the president said, well, gentlemen, go ahead.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Well, with the amount of money available to him, he was just using it for political gains.
Okay.
Yes. All the rascality he has performing in Rivers State. Who was behind it? What money? Who gave him the money? No, tell me, where did he get the money to buy form for all
I don't know, so you tell us.
Ask him now.
No, you know now. Tell us if you know.
I am telling you now. Where did he get the money?
No, you tell us if you know.
To buy form for all the lawmakers because he has boasted of it severally.
Okay.
Is that not true? So it's just that we allowed it. That's why I said that the relationship is that of corruption. Under normal circumstances, somebody should have called Wike, come. You said you bought form for all the lawmakers and all that. Where did you get the money? Is it your salary? Let me see how we answer that question.
All right, Mr. Agomo, let's go back to London. Protest, the president's state visit. What's your concluding thought on that?
That visit, I have my hunch, I have my suspicion that Tinubu sponsored that visit to validate his leadership. The British government is a conservative government. They don't have time for frivolities.
Okay.
They could not have been spending all that money for him.
Okay.
All those crowd that was hired to go and line up and all that.
Okay.
Are you telling me that the people of the government of UK?
No, the crowd that protested, was it hired too?
Those crowd, of course, you can see.
The one that protested.
You should know that, yes, those ones, they are
organic.
It's not just that they're organic. They are doing it out of their own...
Okay, now let's come back to Nigeria. P2B, I'm not sure of securing ADC ticket. What's your response on that? What's your reaction? You have concluding thoughts on that?
You can never say no until the last hour.
Okay.
In politics, anything can happen.
Now, the president says through Wike, Wike says the president is committed to improving lives of Abuja residents. What's your final thought?
It is no longer Tinubu, it is Wike. He is now outsourcing his responsibility. Is it not the landlord?
But he holds that position in trust for the president.
He's the landlord of Abuja.
No, he is not. The president is. He holds that position.
That's what I'm telling you. I said the president, yes, the president,
Okay.
yes. So if anything is going on in Abuja, he should be accountable for it. The thing is that at the end of the day, we are going to do audit of what happened so that we know whether they truly served us or they were serving their pockets.
All right, and thank you very much, Mr. Darlington Agomo. This is where we have to drop anchor on the show. I've been discussing and conversing with Barrister Darlington Agomo, lawyer and political affairs analyst. Thank you very much, Barrister. I appreciate your presence.
My pleasure, as usual.
Okay, now on behalf of the backroom staff, I am Chukwuma Okoro. Up next is issues with Nana Ndemyoto. On top of the hour of 7 o'clock, please do stay with us because it promises to be quite interesting. And for me, I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock on the morning show. Bye for now, and enjoy the rest of your holidays. Once again, Baraka de Sala.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe. Hunger no get religion.
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
My name is Tao Familoli, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
My name is Made Kuti, and you're watching BOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh for VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
Nutrition experts are emphasizing the importance of healthy eating in preventing disease and improving overall well-being. At an event marking World Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day in Lagos, stakeholders highlighted the role of balanced diets, proper portion control, and reduced consumption of processed foods in tackling rising cases of lifestyle-related illnesses. They say nutrition also plays a key role in energy levels, cognitive development, and productivity.
Is when you get your diet right, you are physically and mentally alert, which you know that eating healthy is one of the master key of good health. Down to the hospital setting, they come in as clients. We have those on admission across board, from cradle to geriatric, which is the elderly people. So from the pregnant woman, for your child,
and should be included in this policy making, and should be included in this policy making table, because we are the ones that actually knows where the feet is pinching. We are with the grassroots. We know them. We see them. They come to us. Some of them, we know the reasons why some of this thing is happening. So with this, we can actually tackle this thing. The second thing is that we need to train more of nutritionists and dietitians in Nigeria.
They add that promoting healthier food choices remains essential to building a healthier population.
And the message we have out there is that nutrition is the bedrock of healthy living. If we talk about people being healthy to go about their businesses and being away from disease, out of disease, you have to make your nutrition a top priority in your life. So when you get the nutrition right, it takes care of every health condition as well as healthy living.
With the growing concerns of lifestyle-related illnesses in Nigeria, the conversation is drawn towards the role of nutrition in our everyday lives and everyday habits as well. For many, the conversation is really about awareness and better living. I'm Prince Peters from Voice of the People Television.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
Today, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
In a world where power shapes with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs the voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Arpelon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, Live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not going to the front, please discuss.
And it's Hakim Ziyech who puts the Atlas.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us.
Mr. Familoni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arara, my name is Made Kuti and you're watching BOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We bring in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe. Hunger no get religion.
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
A very good evening to you and welcome to another exciting episode of The Issues on Voice of the People Television. I will bring you the most important and pressing issues shaping our nation today. I'm your host, Nenna Ndomdioto, and of course it's well to say happy celebration to our Muslim brothers. Today on The Issues, we're examining the complexities of Nigeria's politics and governance. From Tinubu overseeing £746 million UK deal to modernize Lagos port, to CDS urging communities to take ownership of security. Also, ADC criticizes silence on proposed certificate forgery. And finally, NBA condemns judge's order for lawyer to kneel in court. Join us as we break down the fact and provide context to help you stay informed. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll dig deeper into these topics. Don't go away.
Are you looking for where to buy quality and original studio and musical equipment in Nigeria? Welcome to Iruka Online, Nigeria's biggest musical and sound equipment warehouse. Your trusted home for top global brands, reliable low-priced alternatives, and 100% original musical accessories. With over 16 locations nationwide and open 7 days a week, we deliver unbeatable service and customer support you can count on. Shop online
at iruka.com in partnership with world-renowned brands like Wolfdale Pro, Prisoners, Twile Keyboards, Fender and Jackson Guitars, Marshall Amplification, Mapex Acoustic Drum Set, Tech Electronic Drums and Accessories, Evans Drumheads, Ashdown Engineering and many more. Iruka Online, powering your sound with quality you can trust.
Welcome to Golden Tulip, where every stay is a celebration of comfort and style. Discover beautifully designed rooms crafted for your relaxation and peace of mind. Savor delicious, expertly prepared meals at our exceptional restaurants. Relax and socialize at our elegant lounge bar. Refresh yourself at the vibrant pool bar and enjoy a soothing swim in our sparkling pool. Planning something special? Our spacious and sophisticated hall provides the perfect setting for weddings, conferences, and memorable events. Whether for business or leisure, we deliver excellence with unmatched hospitality. Comfort, class, premium experience. Book today and elevate your hospitality experience. Airport Golden Tulip. Stay golden. Live golden.
Hello there, my name is Damilola Ogunsi, also known as the Goldfish.
Hi, my name is Chiki Bright Emmanuel. I'm an actor and a filmmaker.
Hello peeps, my name is Yomi E. Adejimo.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul Utomi.
Hi everyone, my name is Stacey Benjamin and this is Voice of the People TV.
I need you to keep it locked to VOP TV. See, are you looking for good entertainment? You want to get good movies, good music, politics, talk shows, sports and entertainment. You really want a channel that gives you everything you need without you having to run around. VOP is where you are. That's Voice of the People.
If you're not listening to this, you're not one of us. And you deserve to be killed. Scrap chat. Don't be killed, but watch it. Or I'll find you. And I want you.
And you are locked on VOP TV. Don't go nowhere. This is where the juice is. This is where all you need for entertainment, politics, movies, and whatnot.
And keep watching VOP TV. So keep it locked because I'm locked already, man. And it's money back guarantee. So you're going to have a good time because I do.
And please keep watching VOP TV.
I won't want to actually, I beg you, subscribe, watch it. If not, whatever you see.
You better not touch that die because VOP is the plot.
Good evening, Africa. My name is Bamakore, actor, model, producer, and I'm giving a big shout out to VOP TV, man. Keep watching. Don't change the dial. Thank you and God bless you.
My name is AY, and of course, I represent the voice of the people, and that's why I'm on VOP. AY say so.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Miriam Tima from The Real Housewives of Lagos and The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Africa. Shout out to VOP, the voice of the people. You already know. Stay tuned, keep watching. And don't forget, VOP is the best.
Alright, hello, it's a brother shaking the man fine back with Melanie Poppy Blast Skin Boy. This is VOP TV. If you're not watching VOP, I don't know why you're watching. Maybe you're watching your weight.
Hello beautiful people, this is Wale Ojo and you're watching VOP, Voice of the People.
Hi guys, you already know who it is. This is New Energy, Flyers Boy Ever Live. Keep watching VOP TV. Thank you.
Hi people, Jenny Albano here. Guys, please keep watching Voice of the People.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as they hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOPTV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us. Africa is on the move, a continent of rising voices, untold stories, and powerful transformations. From the streets of Lagos to the heart of Nairobi.
Glad to have you back. You're still watching the Issues and Voice of the People television. Let's dive straight into today's discussion. President Bola Tinubu has overseen the signing of a £746 million financing deal in the United Kingdom to modernize Nigeria's major seaport in Lagos. The agreement, backed by UK Export Finance, will fund the upgrade of the Lagos Port Complex in Apapa and the Tin Can Island Port, which together handles over 70% of Nigeria's import and export. The project is expected to introduce modern infrastructure, digital systems, and expanded capacity aimed at reducing congestion, cutting logistic costs, and improving efficiency in cargo handling. Officials say the deal marks a major step towards positioning Nigeria as a leading maritime hub in West and Central Africa, while also strengthening economic ties with the United Kingdom. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by two distinguished guests who will be joining us virtually. We have Mr. Dele Fanimo. He is a senior reporter and a senior political analyst. Glad to have you join us, Mr. Fanimo. Glad to have you join us.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Also, we have joining us Barrister Eze Luche, who is an attorney at law and a public affairs analyst. Glad to have you join us, Barrister.
Thank you very much for the invite.
Okay, let me start with you, Mr. Fanimo. I would really want to know your take on this visit, because there have been so many persons have been giving so many school of thought. There have been so many schools of thought as a result of this particular visit. Some persons have applauded it. Some persons are not in support of it, actually coming at the backdrop of what happened in Borno State. I want to ask you first, Mr. Fanimo, do you think that this visit coming at this time is a very good one for the country?
Yes, let me tell you that it's something that we have to applaud, because we've been fringe player in the maritime industry for so many years. Did you know that up until when we started having the amnesty in the Niger Delta, we never had a single undersea welder in this country? An undersea welder is different from the common welder you see on the streets. That's one. Our ports to accommodate large vessels. So a lot of issues are in the maritime industry, but because it's not an everyday business like buying and selling, that's why we have not been able to really understand what goes on in the maritime industry. Most of the people you see are either freight forwarders, custom agents, stevedores, those who do stevedoring, and even the concessionaire does not have the capacity to manage a busy port to the extent that we even divert some of our imports to neighboring countries like the Republic of Benin for shipping. So, with this kind of money coming to Nigeria, if we're utilized, our ports will take a leap from what it used to be, what it is now, to and relevant ports in the Committee of Nations. So for me, it's a good development, and I hope that we'll live up to it so that we will be more in the inner circle of players in the maritime industry, unlike now that we are just playing on the fringe. How many Nigerians have vessels, ships, barges on the IC? Do you know that when we are importing fuel, we do a lot of transloading on the IC? Because some of those ships are bigger than our sea shores. They cannot navigate because it's shallow. So there's no way we couldn't have been a major player, and that's why sometimes when we import fuel in large quantity, a smaller ship would have to meet the bigger ship on the IC to transload before it comes to Nigeria.
Okay.
Hello,
we can hear you. We can hear you. I don't know if you're still talking. We can hear you actually. So if you can land on your total, I can ask you with my next question.
Yeah, you can ask the next question.
Okay, so you said something about if well utilized. Before I go to our second guest, do you actually see this being well utilized? Because we've seen deals like this come and nothing gets to be. We don't see Nigeria doesn't get to benefit a lot from it as it should actually. Do you actually see this this particular deal being of benefit or being well utilized?
Of the sincerity and commitment of those that will be saddled with responsibility of making this thing work. It's one thing to allocate funds, except maybe Britain, because they are also releasing their funds, maybe they will have to the implementation. That I can guarantee that money will be spent according to the dictates of this loan. But if we are going to leave Nigerians being what we are to handle this kind of investment, I tell you, we may not really get value for the money that will be spent on the ports. And I also expect that with this kind of funds, we should also expand the Calabar port, the Port Harcourt port, so that merchandise meant for South-South, Southeast can be channeled towards this port to decongest the Lagos port. Just like we have international flights from Abuja, we have international flights from Kano, we have international flights from Lagos. Now, it is a choice. Either you want to go through Abuja, Lagos, or Kano, or other international airports. So let's democratize our port business such that cargoes meant for Aba, Onitsha can be dropped at Port Harcourt. Cargo meant for Akwa Ibom, Calabar can be dropped in Calabar. Because one, it will save our roads, because we have to transport these heavy equipment and goods through our roads. And because we don't even have wave bridges, so these trailers, these trucks, they overload, and this impacts on our roads. A road that is meant to last for 30, 40 years, you find out that in less than 3 years, it starts crumbling. And you begin to experience potholes, craters on this road. I think the multiplier effect is enormous. So we need to make sure that these funds are disbursed the way it should, so that we can make maximum gain. Maritime industry is a money spinning sector of an economy if well managed. And I hope Nigerian government would help manage this the way it should be managed for better returns on the loan that we're taking.
Okay, it's very good that you actually mentioned the congestion of the port, because that is really a challenge that our ports face, especially the one in Lagos, and that's the Tin Can Island, the one in Tin Can, and of course the Papa. Many persons have said there's a need for other ports, to come so that people would get to have, there'll be different routes for passages of our goods rather than just focusing on the one in Lagos, and everything is, most time people on the road to Apapa, they look at it as, apply the Apapa road, they look at it as a very big issue because of the, the traffic congestion on that road and all of that. And of course, this is as a result of the port that is there. So, having to ensure that we have other routes or other ports in other countries, other states rather, would be a very good deal for us as a country. But let me go to the barrister. I want to actually hear your take. We know we have many challenges confronting our ports in Nigeria. And, with this new deal that Nigeria has with the UK, do you actually see it as a genuine turning point for Nigeria's economy, or a well-packaged promise that Nigerians have heard before? Barrister, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you're still with us. Okay, Mr. Fanima, let me come back to you. It looks like we've lost the barrister there. Let's even look at this trip. This trip, that's the trip that our president embarked on. Some persons have actually said that it looks like Nigeria, that the country or the federal government paid for this trip to come about. I don't know. I want to hear your take. Do you think there's any sense in that? Do you think that that's what happened? And some of supporters of our president have said that, yes, the reason this trip came about is because the British, saw the good things that the president is doing, the achievement and all of that. Which side of the saddle do you belong to? Do you belong to those who feel like something happened for this to happen? Or do you think that it is just a way of applauding and, saying that, yes, our president has been doing very great?
Okay.
Can you hear me, sir? Okay, we'll take a break now. Of course, we seem to have lost connections with our guests. We'll take a break, and when we return, hopefully we would have reconnected with them. Just stay with us.
When I first heard VOP, I thought they were talking about me because I'm a voice-over personality. But no, this is Voice of the People TV, and you are riveted forever because this is the place to be.
Yo guys, your boy Chela. Shout out to VOP TV. I love you guys.
Salut tout le monde, Suspect 95. Là, on est sur VOP TV. On passe un bon temps. J'espère que vous kiffez. On est au Afrima. On est ensemble. VOP TV.
Don't see me like a fool because I don't do giddy giddy giddy. VOP, you don't know somewhere from Ghana. Representing live and living color. Yeah, Beam Nation president. Outside with it. Bless up.
Hello, this is Milo from Ivory Coast. Keep watch Voice of the People TV. Regardez la voix du peuple, la télévision de la voix du peuple. Que Dieu vous bénisse. À très bientôt. Love you so much.
Hi guys, what's up? This is Gaze Baba. I am watching VOP TV. Usually you'll be told to not touch the dial, but I tell you to touch the dial and increase the volume. You're like, keep it locked, it's Afro Gospel. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shego Arunze, you're watching VOP. Don't change the dial.
My Joe, fine girl. My Joe, fine babe.
Yes, don't touch the dial. This is me, Dr. Adiwala Iba. Keep watching VOP.
I'm Sarah Nystrom from Sweden, aka Chief Omobawale Communication Queen. Keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, I'm Samantha Jacobs representing the States. Miami's in the house, and I want to make a shout out to VOP TV. I'm a humanitarian, and I'm also a rep in the film industry and the art industry. I help dreams come true, and I help you keep on that path. Shout out to VOP TV because you're helping people stay on their path too. Cheers.
All right, my name is John Odibo. Keep watching Voice of the People because it's a fantastic station to be with all the time. Thank you very much.
My name is Pastor Elvis Ciro, the convener of the Voice Achievers Award, and keep watching VOP. Yes, that is the channel for all the people. No color, no race. Thank you so much.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, this is Abbas Sunkan from the Netherlands. I am a designer and I'm here in Eco Hotel and Suits. Keep watching VOP, the voice of the people. Don't touch that dial.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
In a world where power shapes with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs the voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Glad to have you back. It's still the issues on Voice of the People Television. We have still with us Mr. Dele Fanimo, who is a senior reporter and, of course, a public affairs analyst. Also, we have Barrister Eze Luche. He is an attorney at law and, of course, a public affairs analyst. Mr. Fanimo, before we lost connection with you, I asked you a question. I was saying that, for this visit, so many schools of thought has come up. Some persons have said that there's a possibility that the federal government did something or paid something actually for the this visit. And, I don't know the school of thought that you belong. While the supporters of the president would actually said that, one of the reasons or some of the reasons that this visit or this after 37 years has come up is because of how well the president is doing, his achievements and all of that. So I was asking, I don't know which side of the pendulum that you belong to. I don't know if you belong to the side that feels that, our federal government probably might have, done something, lobbied or something to have ensured that this came about. Because, after 37 years, is it that...
See, let me tell you straight that I doubt if you can do... How much money do we have in this country to lobby British government and the monarchy to allow us come up with this? I don't think we have that kind of funds. And the British government is conservative. They won't do such a thing. It is either you are there or you are not there. And so I don't feel anybody paid to be invited to the Buckingham Palace or to Downing Street, number 10 Downing Street, because it's a normal thing for, don't forget that these are our colonial masters. And if they feel they needed to be of assistance, that can happen. But it is at the level of diplomacy that you would understand some of those things that went underground before the open invitation, which culminated in the visit of the president and his wife. So I am not privy to the making of that visit, and but I know that the British government cannot condescend so low to take bribe at the level of the palace or at the level of the prime minister to grant this kind of visit. I don't think so. Even if government has the mind of doing that, I don't think they would accept it.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Let's hear from Barrister. Barrister, I asked you a question earlier to find out from you, and I said, okay, thank you, I can hear you now. I was saying that we have so many challenges with our port, our Nigerian port, and now we have this deal, there's so much money has been pumped into this. Do you actually see this as a good, do you think that this is a genuine turning point for Nigeria's economy, or you feel like this is a well-packaged promise Nigerians have heard before?
Thank you very much. For starters, when you hear the amount of money being paid for renovation works and revamping works on two ports, the first thing that comes to mind is you ask yourself, what is the global rate for building new ports? And when I say new ports, I mean ports that have scanners for containers and all that stuff. I just made an online search. On the average, they cost about $1 billion, $1 billion US for large sea ports that can contain at least 10 vessels. $1 billion US. When you make an exchange rate at the going exchange rates, that's 746 million pounds. It's about $1 billion, which the government of Nigeria has just signed for the renovation, revamping of two ports. That could have built a brand new port with state-of-the-art technology. The port in Schengen in Myanmar cost less than $1.2 billion. The port in the Nola terminal in the US cost $930 million. The port in Malupak in India cost $1 billion. These are brand new state-of-the-art ports. So when you hear these amounts, you now wonder who signed this contract? How was it evaluated? Now, when you look at the parties who signed, the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Minister of Finance, who I am sure has no idea of the port, what the port cost, is the one signing for Nigeria, and you have a bank in the UK signing for UK. So it is not really a government-to-government issue. This is a private sector fund, a private sector loan being given to Nigeria. At what cost? Are we selling the major Nigerian ports for these peanuts? What are the details of this transaction? Will it be made public? Because all over the world, we hear of Western powers going to buy seaports, buy airports, in African countries. Not too long ago, somebody tried to buy buy Kenya Airways, and the people revolted. We have to know the details of this particular transaction. Or will it be in the same class as the tax concessions Mr. Tinubu went to do in France that till today Nigerians don't even understand? It was those tax concessions that led to the incredibly opaque tax laws that we had on Nigeria. So after this transaction, what kind of laws will we have impeding our seaports? Too far to show it has very, very unreliable tendencies that work against the interest of the Nigerian state. So I do not, until we see the agreement, know what is involved, we should not applaud. 746 million pounds to own two ports in Nigeria is an incredible cheating. It's an incredible fraud on the system until we see the details. Since you can build a brand new port with state-of-the-art technology across the world for $1 billion, then what the hell has Mr. Tinubu got Nigeria into? And then with regards to your second question about whether this visit is as a result of the good things the Bola Tinubu regime is doing, let us no joke. Anybody who's aware of the international situation now knows and understands that in reality, the British government has reduced in stature, even to the extent that the world superpower, They write the British Prime Minister at will, calls him all sorts of names in public. So Britain is desperate for investment. Britain is desperate for cheap money. Britain is desperate to get money from anywhere to maintain its overbloated monarchy, overbloated system. We hear of the cost of living crisis, which affects most Britons. They are in an economic mess. So Britain is desperate to look for countries where it can rape, and that is what I suspect is going on. Because over there, what does he understand of these issues? His antecedents negate any positive investments in Nigeria. And as of today, to tell you how they look down on this country, on Nigeria. Google the internet and look out for the most important thing King Charles has done today. It is to commission the work. There's a King Charles walk across England. That is what all the media houses in the UK are brandishing as the major thing King Charles did. Meanwhile, we have a president who is supposedly on a state visit, who has been locked up somewhere in Windsor Castle, while the King of England is going around doing other businesses. And you even ask yourself, why would they take this government serious? For in this his 2 years plus in office, Mr. Tinubu has gone to Britain not less than 5 times. And they see him there coming for medicals. So what is the big deal about the state visit? So anybody who thinks that this state visit is a plus needs to understand international politics, needs to realize that the reality is that this country has been reduced to pariah status. And I very much believe that some monies must have exchanged hands for this visit to take place. Why do I say so? What they call PR or lobbying is common in Western government. Even in America, you do bribery, but it's called lobbying. Not too long ago, the same Tinubu government paid about $9 million to be able to even get Mrs. Tinubu to visit the White House and be mentioned. And suddenly we have a reduction in the anger being shown by President Trump against Nigeria over the Christian genocide. So yes, there is some element of bribery in international affairs, but it's not called bribery. It could be called lobbying. And I surely believe that this Bola Tinubu regime did a lot of that before they could be invited. And we have seen what he's doing with the invitation, not at the British press, which you can use to gauge the impact of a state visit. There is little to zero recognition or mention of Nigeria in this fact, in this press, in the British press. It's only in the Nigerian government paid agency media houses that are showing this visit. The British media, the local newspapers, the Times of London, the Royal Mail, none of them is publishing anything about these stories. So it is in Nigeria's interest, in the interest of the Bola Tinubu regime, that he visited London. Britain is not even interested in this visit. Thank you very much.
Well, okay, okay. Thank you very much. That's your take, and I'm sure.